What's up? Welcome to this week's video. Today's video is going to be all about Epic Universe tips and tricks from somebody that's a team member at Epic Universe and someone that's frequently a guest at Epic Universe. I feel like I know this park like the back of my hand. I spend most of my mornings at work telling guests how to maximize their epic day. So let's get into it. Let's go. So first, let's talk about ticketing. Right now, you can get one-day tickets to Epic Universe. Right now, they have a couple days sold out. Some of them are Tuesday and Wednesdays, which is kind of crazy. I think people bought weekday tickets thinking it would be less busy. But each ticket right now are about $179 without tax until the end of summer, where it will get a little bit cheaper to $169, $164. If you're looking for a cheaper and maybe less crowded time to come to Epic, I suggest September. Those tickets are very cheap. They're $130, $140, depending on the day. I just think September is our very slow month because school just started, so kids are back in school. So it's going to be a little slower. We have to see. I mean, this is going to be the first September that Epic is actually open. So you never know. Maybe people see these cheap prices and buy a ticket and go. But I would honestly recommend. Also, we have Halloween Horror Nights going on at the same time, so Universal may draw those crowds as well, so that's something to think about when purchasing these tickets. As of right now, you can buy tickets until December of this year, 2025, but as of right now, those are the prices for the tickets now. You can also buy 3-day, 2-day, like you can with the other parks. They also have a bunch of packages that are 3-day. You could do 2 days at Universal and Islands, and then 1 day at Epic. There's some that include Volcano Bay, so whatever fits your vacation best to save a little bit of money. Instead of buying separate tickets, I totally recommend doing those little bundles or a vacation package. Okay, so you bought your ticket. Where are you staying? If you're staying at a Universal resort, I 100% recommend that. But if you're staying in a Universal resort, you get a bunch of perks. You get transportation. You can take the bus. If you're staying at, let's say, Cabana Bay, that's one of my favorite resorts, you can take the bus to Epic Universe. You also have early park access, so you get an hour into the park earlier than everybody else, which is huge. If you don't want to get breakfast at the park, you're able to right in the hotel. That's amazing. That saves you a bunch of time in the park. I honestly just think staying at a Universal resort is so worth it, so worth the money. I think the best way to come to Universal is staying at a resort, and they're not too bad. I mean, if you wanted a value kind of resort, if you wanted to stay at Surfside and Dockside, they do not feel like value resorts. They are so nice. They don't feel like budget resorts at all. They are so nice. I stayed at both of them. Could not recommend them enough. Food's amazing. Rooms are amazing. They're not small little motel type of rooms. I 100% recommend those. But for sure, if you're coming to Universal, I'd 100,000% recommend staying at a Universal resort. Park hours and how you can maximize the beginning of your park day. This is huge. How you start your park day is so important. So park hours are 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. You are able to get into the park at 9 a.m. for that early park admission, that 1 hour before. If you are a non-EPA guest, you can still come into the park. You can roam around your park, have breakfast at Oak and Star Tavern or Café de la Serene, or you are also able to preload the queue for Battle at the Ministry as well as EPA guests. EPA guests are able to preload the queue for Battle at the Ministry or go to Nintendo World, knock out those rides, or Dark Universe, knock out those rides, or do Stardust Racers and Constellation Carousel. So even if you are a non-EPA guest or an EPA guest, totally recommend coming to the parks at 8:15, 8:30, scanning in right at 9 a.m. and being in Epic Universe at 9 a.m. Getting there early will help you maximize your day 1,000%. A lot of people come to Epic Universe super excited for Super Nintendo World. So with this early park access, I 100% recommend, if that's something on your high priority list and you want to hit that first, I recommend going straight to Super Nintendo World, riding Minecart Madness, because that's always going to be the busiest, or Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Those lines get so crazy right before the park even opens at 10 a.m. That's about a 2-hour wait at least for Minecart Madness, and Mario Kart has a 90-minute wait. It's insane. But if you get there right at 9 a.m., you are inside the park at 9 a.m., you would have a great chance of being one of the first ones into those attractions. There's also a little rumor, I have to say, on TikTok about going through the exit of Nintendo World to get to the back of Donkey Kong. You cannot do that. The exit usually is closed. I recommend either going up the escalators, or I think the fastest way is going through the tunnel right when you see the portal and you walk through the portal to your right. You go through that little hallway. There's another pipe that people don't know about, and they're like, oh, I don't want to miss the experience of the escalator. But there's another pipe in that little hallway, and you just go up the stairs. I think it's so much faster than the escalators or the elevator. Just a little fun fact. So now let's say you're at early park admission and you don't really care about Nintendo, which, to be honest, that's me. I don't really care about Super Nintendo World. I would honestly recommend going to Dark Universe, doing Monsters Unchained, the best attraction at Epic Universe, and Curse of the Werewolf, and then I think you'd still have time to do Stardust Racers right before the park opens up at 10 a.m. Or you can do Battle at the Ministry, get into the queue. You are just preloading the queue, so you are just waiting in line, meaning you will be in line from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Stand still, sitting down, or standing up. You will not be moving until that ride is operational at 10 a.m. So just know that if you think, oh, I have at least an hour wait in front of me, add on an extra hour because you'll be waiting there from 9 to 10, just standing still. Honestly, if you're at EPA and you kind of don't really care about the rides, or you're not really in a rush to do rides, I recommend going and grabbing breakfast at Oakenstar Tavern or Cafe de la Serin. Cafe de la Serin is the one known for the butterbeer crepe. 10 out of 10 recommend. Or going to Oakenstar Tavern. They have like the best barbecue breakfast. It smells so good every single time I'm working in the morning, so I would recommend going there. I honestly have to say I totally recommend having early park access, either the ticket or staying at Universal Resort. I think that 1 hour can really determine your park day. You can knock out a couple of our biggest attractions, and you just will have a good start to your epic day. If that's an option for you and your group, I 100% 10 out of 10 recommend it. Let's talk about Florida weather, because it can be really, really hot. There could be no clouds in the sky. It could be like 95 degrees, but then in an hour, it could be thunderstorm, hurricane, crazy thunder, wind blowing you away. Florida weather can do literally a 360 in about 30 minutes. It's insane. So it's very important to make sure you are watching the weather app, seeing what time, if it's gonna rain, if it's not. It's very, very, very important to know around what time it's going to rain, because Epic Universe does have a lot of outdoor attractions, so most rides will be in a weather delay. There are 4 attractions that are still going to be open if it rains, if it thunders, if it's lightning outside. Those 4 are going to be Constellation Carousel in Celestial Park, Monsters Unchained in Dark Universe, Battle at the Ministry, which is going to be at Ministry of Magic, and then Mario Kart Bowser Challenge in Super Nintendo World. You also have the 2 shows, one in Ministry of Magic and one in How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. So those are another option. If you see it's going to start raining at 5 p.m., I honestly recommend, if you haven't ridden Battle at the Ministry, which is going to be the longest wait, if it's going to be raining for 2 hours, if Battle at the Ministry is a 2-hour wait, I recommend just going to Battle at the Ministry and waiting out the rain inside a queue. It's a beautiful queue, and you'll be able to ride the ride. And then hopefully after you ride the ride, it won't be raining outside. Best shady spots at Epic Universe. Epic right now is full of baby trees, so the best shade that you're going to get are those indoor attractions and quick service restaurants. The best time to do, honestly, that is midday, because it gets so hot midday. So take a break, get some shade inside those quick service restaurants, and get a snack. Some quick services and restaurants I 100% recommend are going to be Blue Dragon. So delicious. That restaurant is a 10 out of 10. Last time I was a guest at Epic Universe, I went to Blue Dragon, and I do not think I will be going to Epic Universe as a guest again without going to Blue Dragon for dinner. It is so good. But if you're looking for a quick service, my favorite is Spitfire Grill in Isles of Berk. It's going to be right in front of like that shaded tent area. The steak bowl there is so good. Or going to Pizza Moon and getting the mushroom truffle pizza is delicious. And then my good friends are always getting the cowboy barbecue chicken pizza, and it's very good. So I would honestly recommend that one as well. If you're looking for a indoor bar, I recommend going to Burning Blade Tavern in Dark Universe. The vibes are just a 10 out of 10, and those drinks are amazing, and they are strong. Something about Epic Universe, those drinks are strong. A huge question people ask still to this day is there a virtual queue? Do I need to be looking out for a virtual queue? Right now, as of June 10th, there is no virtual queues needed at Epic Universe, not for Battle at the Ministry, and not for any other ride. So you were able to be a little bit worry-free from getting a virtual queue. You were able to just be in a standby line, which honestly I prefer. If you wanted to wait 2 hours for Battle at the Ministry, you should be able to wait 2 hours in line. You should not have to be fighting over a virtual queue. So I'm so happy Epic Universe took away those virtual queues. So no virtual line, no virtual queues. You don't have to worry about that on your trip to Epic Universe. Super important question a lot of guests ask me while they're working is, where is concierge guest services? There's going to be 5 guest services in Epic Universe. There's going to be one right when you walk into the park to the right. It's going to be right next to the first aid. Then there's going to be 4 additional concierge huts inside the park. Each 4 are going to be right in front of the portal. So there's going to be one right in front of House of Burke, kind of right next to the churro stand. There's going to be one in Ministry of Magic right before the portal. You cannot miss it. There's going to be one right in front of Dark Universe and then one right in front of Nintendo World. If you are looking for lockers, there's going to be lockers right when you enter the park to the left. There's also limited lockers at every single concierge booth. If you're looking to rent wheelchairs, there's going to be 2 areas for that. You can go to rentals, which is going to be right to the left once you enter the park. Then there's also going to be in the concierge booth in Dark Universe. You're also going to be able to rent wheelchairs there. So if you're looking for a wheelchair, those are your 2 options. To close out this video, Epic Universe is such a special park. I absolutely adore this park with my whole heart. It is such an amazing park. I just hope everybody goes in with a little bit of grace and a little bit of patience. This is a brand new park. Be kind to the team members, please. I'm begging you. And just have an amazing day. That was so much information. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want me to talk specifically about like food or specific rides and go into each single ride, I totally can do that. I just wanted to put out all my information that I have as a team member and also a huge Universal fan and guest to Epic Universe. I feel like I know this park like the back of my hand. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate you so much for sitting through this whole long tips and tricks video. If you have any more questions, please DM me, comment down below, and I will do my best to answer and help you. Maximizing your park day makes me so happy. Literally my favorite part of my job is helping guests maximize their epic day. So please, if you have any questions, if you need any specific advice or tips, please DM me, comment down below. But again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.